back to LA Noire. Before we start, I got news, and it's exciting news. A new download is happening right now on Jason game, and it's probably single player. It probably is. I just saw the trailer released 2 days ago. So
Cole, we've got things to do.
I know. Hold on. I gotta talk to these people, man. They need to know. So I'm gonna go ahead and out. Yeah. So single player is probably down right now. I'm jumping on and see if there is. If single player is on there, I'm gonna record it. I'm gonna record it for you guys first. Um, yeah. After this, hopefully, after when it downloads, I'm jumping straight into it. Obviously, this is LA Noire and part one. Now, this is not the end, but it'll be coming out pretty soon. Without further ado, let's jump into it.
Phelps and Bukowski, LAPD. We are investigating the attempted murder of June Ballard and Jessica Hamilton.
Christ! I'm Marlon Hopgood. How can I help?
You hold castings here?
How'd you hear about that? I got a little soundstage out back.
Lead the way. Keep him here, Stefan. I'm going to take a look around.
What's this guy?
Don't try my patience, knucklehead.
Also, I would like to say I don't know what happened to my save, so apparently I gotta redo all this. So I hope you guys.
Doping a 15-year-old kid and abusing her in a screen test. What is wrong with these people?
So since we did this, I can talk right over it. I'm just gonna run straight back over here. Actually, let me see if I can. If I do this, it'll activate the door being slammed.
Turn off the lights, Hopgood.
Why would I want to do that? Humor it.
One-way mirrors. There's a room on the other side.
Well. Find a way into that peak tent, Phelps. I'll stay here and keep our pervert covered.
So let's go ahead. So obviously we've already seen this. So we're not gonna screw it again.
Listen, I have to call you back. I got some business here.
Sit down, Courtney. This is Mickey. Mickey, this is Courtney Sheldon. What would you like to drink?
Scotch.
I don't know if I can skip it.
Straight up. I hear you're back at school learning to be a doctor, kid.
Yes. That's right, Mr. Cohen.
You want to be a doctor and a dope peddler. Interesting combination, huh?
Do we have a problem, Mr. Cohen?
We might have, yeah. Selling your dope to my boy Lenny looked like a good move, but Lenny has been supplying wholesale, so to speak. The Bindle boys in this town aren't used to the juice without a little of the middleman taking his cut.
Lenny promised that wouldn't happen, Mr. Cohen. And Lenny works for you.
What can I say about Lenny? Let me think. Oh yeah, he's a putz. And he's lazy, and he's greedy, but he's my wife's brother. How can you make a cake with those ingredients, huh?
So how is that my problem, Mr. Cohen?
Well, kid, the only way we're going to be able to make this work is to do some repackaging. We need to get the dope out of those dinky little cardboard boxes.
Surrettes.
Yeah, Surrettes. Right. Put into big vats with the water down.
I won't bore you with the chemistry, but it doesn't work that way. You're likely to kill even more people.
Okay, listen. I want to buy you out, I'll offer you 50 grand. Hey, hey, you don't like my offer? The Sheldon kid? I think I want him dead.
Less what happens, man. You know, when you deal with stuff like that, that's a horror thing. But anyways, yeah, man, I didn't know how to skip that cutscene because it's already been shown in the last video. Let's go ahead and get all the clues.
So this is where you sprang from.
So after this case, I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself so you guys can continue watching the other case. Okay.
Jungle Drums, 8th and Francisco. Attention, Mark Bishop.
So what happened to the film of Hamilton's screen test? You ever do any work for Mark Bishop?
Mainly do work for the studios. RKO, Republic, Warner Brothers. So yeah, when Bishop was doing work for a studio, yeah.
When did you last see him?
Yeah, I'm doing work for his next picture. Still pre-production though. Haven't seen him around here in a while.
I know you're lying, Hopgood. Bishop was here, and you know exactly what he was doing and what he left lying around afterwards.
You come in here without a warrant, and now you start throwing your weight around?
A 15-year-old girl told me how she was drugged and molested at a casting house. I found the chloral hydrate in your drinks cabinet. You give me something or I will break your fucking jaw, Hopgood.
Bishop was here with June Ballard and the girl. A lot of producers and directors use this place. I'm not responsible for what goes on here.
McAfee's men are looking for Bishop. We need to find him first. Any idea where he might have gone to ground?
If you really tried to kill McAfee's wife, my advice to him would be to leave town.
You're delivering props to Jungle Drums on 8th Street?
Bishop is using that old rundown wreck of a set. That place is dangerous. But it might be a good spot to hide.
What's the deal with you and June Ballard?
Look, buddy, I make props. I hardly ever meet the talent unless it's something tailor-made for them, like a sword or something.
Ballard was out, then she's in, then Bishop visits this place and goes crazy. You're in it somehow.
I did it again.
These clowns fuck young girls on the couch. The girls think they're gonna be stars. They really put their backs into it. It's a price they're willing to pay. None of them will press charges.
That's all for now, Hopgood. We're taking you in.
Phelps. Roy Earl, advice. Hold on a moment.
Oh yeah.
This is clearly a vice
And the
case.
checkpoint was ridiculous.
Roughing up my informant?
You have to watch this whole cutscene
Hopgood is a
again.
vice informer? Yes, he is,
And this
Phelps.
cutscene's
Very
like more than a
important
minute
one. Look at
or
that
two.
mouth. Have you been upsetting these two officers, Marlon? So we just
Shoot
drop
his
it?
ass about
You do if you know what's good for you.
Yeah, look at
You
that
need to catch
motherfucker.
the movie producer before an angry husband does, from what I'm hearing. I'll be making a full report to the captain, detective.
I think he ended up casting him afterwards.
We're all very impressed. Let it slide, Cole. Let's get at
And they
it.
don't even mention him by name.
Detective. Johnny Goldberg.
Oh.
You work for Mickey C.
That's right, detectives.
You wouldn't happen to know the guys who roughed up Mrs. Bishop earlier today by any chance?
No, not us. We don't do that kind of thing. It's the husband we'd like to talk to.
This is a police matter. You don't want to be taken in for obstruction of justice, do you, boys?
You could try the obstruction route, but it won't stick. We could be clean.
You've had your 10 cents worth, gentlemen.
Bishop knows how the world works. Mrs. McAfee hits him up for a movie part. Happens every day. Bishop takes it a step too far and tries to rub out Mrs. McAfee. Naturally, Guy is going to get upset.
What made you think Bishop would be here?
We figure he might be planning a little accident for Hopgood, too. Those two guys have got some unfinished business. You let us know if you find Bishop. Guy McAfee can be a very generous man.
I'm only going to warn you once, gentlemen. Stay out of this. This is a police matter. We will be bringing Mark Bishop into custody.
At least he's polite. Kind of dumb, but polite.
But I'm a lot less polite, you smug son of a bitch. So let me put it in ruder terms that even a pair of blockheads like you might understand. The only reason that you don't have bars on your windows already is because you're small fry. And we don't waste our time on small fry. You stay away from Bishop, and you stay away from me. Is that clear enough for you, Wilson? Now run along back to your boss so we can pat you on the head and tell you what good boys you are.
Man, that was funny, man.
I don't think they like
I'm gonna go ahead and run. Would you just, can you run, please? Thank you. I see you. Satisfied.
Let's see him chase us now. Onto the movie set, Phelps. Let's roll.
Oh, Christ. And they say working traffic is like watching paint dry.
You know how to piss people off, Bukowski.
Hey, if they're prepared to gun down cops in broad daylight, McAfee really means business.
Seems like we're the only ones who want Bishop alive.
I have a good mind just to let him go work on the son of a bitch. I'm about done putting my life on the line to protect some child molester.
That's our job, unfortunately. They don't get to dole out the justice.
Obstruction of justice, man. Kind of bullshit now, man. Especially fucking shooting and shit that's happening around, man. And I'm gonna do a third. So the third story that I'm gonna be doing is gonna be like about the school shootings, but it has a twist to it. So if you guys, I'm gonna be posting it, but if you guys watch it, you know what it means. At the end, it will say loud and clear for you.
There's the slippery bastard now.
I already know.
God damn it!
Gonna get your
Mark
ass.
Bishop, stop! LAPD!
Get your ass back here, man. I gotta say, man, This game
We're
is
trying
so
to help you,
underrated.
Bishop.
I don't know, man. I don't know if they make it Eleanor too. I mean, the company, I don't know what happened to the company. I mean, it wasn't just Rockstar, it came from another company too. I think Rockstar should take this engine and then use it and have another Rockstar company do it. Because this game was phenomenal. It was great, especially with the face recognition. It's one of the first of its time. This is I call
Also
it a
McCaffrey's boys. Good choice.
I didn't do anything.
Because, you know, I want them to get enough. Oh.
Get the hell out of here, you
Jeez. And I don't know if it was for everybody because if you really look at it, most of the time it's just interrogations. I mean, the interrogations, asking questions stuff, people don't really, you know, can do that stuff. Like, stuff like this, people will like, but they have to get through the parts real quick.
Hands in the air, Bishop. Move another inch and you're dead. Don't make this a...
Mark Bishop, you're under arrest for the attempted murder of June Ballard and the rape and attempted murder of Jessica Hamilton.
All right, now come quietly. Just don't kill me. If you found me, then McAfee's goons will too. Oh, we need to get out of here.
All right, you stay close. Any tricks, and I'll save McAfee's boys the trouble.
Follow me. I know another way out of this place.
Christ, detective, they're trying to kill me!
This and Red Dead
Last
were like
chance
the
to
only
back the hell
games that
down.
have a timepiece to it. Because they took place in the past. This one was like something years after.
McAfee doesn't make the rules. You hear me?
Reinforcements are on the way. Cease and desist.
It's this way. Kill them, for God's sake! I don't want to die!
Is this really the best McAfee's got?
There's no way out of here. I thought you said you knew where you were going.
We have to jump for it.
Find some cover!
They're everywhere. Come on, it's this way.
Come on, pick it up.
For the love of God, how many are there?
Put your weapons down and your hands in the air.
There's a ladder leading to the ground. I don't want to die here.
Get him over here, I'll cover you! Come on, the cavalry's here!
Get him, Phelps. I'll cover the exit.
This is all balance.
Those barrels at the base of the elephant column. They're full of gasoline. Shoot them, quickly! Follow me. We need to get him to the car.
There's an army of them. We're done.
I'll kill every last one of you if I have to. Catch a bullet, you...
This way!
Right. Man, I can't. Damn, this control. Ah! Man, I'm telling you, man, this control. My controller, man, go messed up, man.
How long do you think you can hold out?
Let's go! Stay down.
That's your ass, stay down.
Son of a bitch! Shot! Follow me! Come on!
Now this is what I call a result. Mark Bishop, erstwhile film producer, an all-around piece of shit, catches a fast ticket to Quentin for statutory rape and attempted murder. So he gets to spend the next 15 years playing sissy instead of sticking it to little girls. That is justice with a capital J, Mr. Phelps. Developed such a reputation, I'm not going to be able to hold on to you any longer. You're getting promoted. Go on, get your new assignment. It was good working with yourself.
I enjoyed the partner too. He was kind of like a. He was more like a straightforward guy. Like okay, like he has like when you meet the different detectives or the partners that you have, they have their own personalities.
Bukowski.
They have different relationships.
Can I help you, detective?
Sorry, Cap.
Especially
Didn't see
this
you there.
Yeah, I'll bet you did. This is a traffic case. You need something?
I'm here to buy a drink for the 2 LAPD traffic cops who broke the back of Guy McAfee's private army. You don't have a problem with that, do you, Captain?
Go right ahead.
Get in. I'm buying. You'll like this place. A lot of movie people hang out here. You like jazz, Cole? The hopheads love it.
Sure, yes.
Big bands and swing I can understand, but this bebop palaver? How are you supposed to dance to that? This is Phelps, Leroy. Be nice to
And
him.
once the
You'll like
download's
this place.
complete, I'm
They
gonna
treat you
change
right.
it. I might not still use this this video.
What do you think?
But I might start a new
The bar
video
like chumps?
just for that
No one's
single
so happy to
place.
see me, Alphonse. I might get the wrong impression. Cole, this is Alphonse. He's a French Negro from Africa. Can you beat that?
The Congo. Pleasure to meet you, Alphonse.
Is Elsa singing tonight?
Yes, she is. She has the next set.
Come on, Cole. You can meet Elsa while they're fixing us a table. You'll like her. She's something else.
Maybe another night, Roy. She's pretty beat up about it.
Get your hands off me. Don't ever tell me what to do or what not to do, Alphonse. You got a nice club here. Don't spoil it.
You will follow me, detective. Just through the door.
He was my only real friend, Harley. We went through it all. You have no idea. You said it was construction work.
It was an industrial accident. How can I be held responsible?
Elsa,
I'm taking you
going
on.
Louis, for God's sake, he was my best friend.
I'm definitely
The
taking
only
this
man who ever
motherfucking
loved
Harley
me
to the
got
attic.
his hands on me.
Hi, Elsa. Here's someone I'd like you to meet. Cole Phelps, war hero and crime fighter extraordinaire.
Why would I want to meet another fascist from the LAPD?
Sorry about this, Cole. What an evening I'm having. First a Negro puts his hands on me, and then this. Who do you think you're talking to, you German junkie whore? Don't you ever forget your place with me again.
Yeah, this was the most sad
Evening, Doc.
detective I
How's
am.
business?
He's a dirty motherfucker. He's dirty and brutal. Like he's brutal when it comes to like being resistant
Blow it
to
up.
people.
These are two farts in Texas. I'm getting a little flighty. Meet Dr. Harlan Fontaine, doctor to the stars. Mr. Fix-It to the mental wreckage of Hollywood. So what about that drink, boys?
And this guy just standing there looking at this. He doesn't even blink an eye. He's not like, come on, guys, are you serious? Don't be doing like that. He would have just. But later on, like, when you get promoted to the next desk, that first mission, the first case, she starts, when he comes around, the women, the reporters come in, he starts acting like, oh man, that's a woman, man. You all fucking sickos. He could have done that when he was on traffic. He could have done that when he slapped that girl, man. He called it, she wasn't like that. She looked like a pretty, like, straightforward, like, yo, she's having a hard time. So please, if she's having a hard time, then give her a fucking rest, alright? Get somebody else to do it. Man, this one's brutal right here.
All right, gentlemen, take your seats. Let's get this over before lunch. Clyde Rose of the homicide squad has decided to take early retirement. We will all miss Floyd and the steely edge he brought to his police work. The department has arranged a wee drink at the Galway Arms to quench the mighty thirst a man gets from 25 years of police work. Floyd's departure leaves a place at the top table, and the chief has seen fit to promote Cole Phelps from burglary to the homicide desk. Stand up, Phelps. Take a cheer. You're in the major leagues now, sonny. Rusty Galloway, a fine lawman of the old school, will be taking you under his wing. Your first case is the murder of a woman, found last night and bearing all the signs of the werewolf. Get out to the scene, lads.
I gotta say, this werewolf dude, what a crazy, most undiscovered motherfucker ever.
You have the address.
Been all over KGB.
This dude is a great serial killer.
Off Temple Street.
You understand. If you haven't played this game, I won't say much. I'll just leave it the rest for you guys. I don't know if that's should mute myself or just keep talking. I don't know, but the past gameplays, I mean,
you're behind the wheel.
I end up muting my audio and stuff, so just for you guys so you can listen.
What happened to Rose?
Parker wants the chief's job. Word is it's either going to be him or Thad Green. So they're both clearing the decks.
So where does that leave you, Galloway?
Leaves me saddled with a chump like you, Phelps.
Did you see
I didn't
how many
ask for
cases
you, and I don't
saw?
want you, so keep it to yourself. See if you can learn something about seeing how a real cop operates.
What do you mean by the werewolf?
Business.
Medallion. The Daily News came out calling him the
Hey,
werewolf.
what are you guys doing?
Hammer
When you
came up
chasing
with
this
a black
motherfucker,
guy.
you didn't even catch him.
Any closer to catching him?
Not a chance. 6 months and hundreds of guys running down leads, and we got nothing.
You don't think this has anything to do with it?
No, I don't. 90% of murders are domestic, Phelps. Some guy gets into a beef with his wife, he takes it too far. This will be the same. But cutting someone in half and leaving them off the sidewalk, that's a one-off.
Why so many women this year?
Because of the war. You should know that. Guy gets to kill people every day in combat. Comes home, he's expected to take lip from his wife. What do you think's gonna happen?
It's that simple.
Like I said, most of the time it is.
Yeah, man, shoot. The homicide cases are the best. Example right here.
Scoop for the Examiner, Galloway. You could use some good press.
Another tramp, another message. Is the werewolf back in business, boys?
Do you have a mother, asshole? A sister? How about showing some respect for this poor woman? Let us do our job.
Yeah, well, you didn't show respect for the last one you saw get slapped.
He's
Phelps.
good, Rusty. He even sounds genuine.
That's Phelps, guys. The war hero. Defending the honor of murdered humps.
They used to, Moving along, guys. You got your pictures, you got your headlines.
Watch your ass get sliced up, motherfucker. How would you feel? This is not cut. Come on, guys. Don't be surprised. Don't be like that. I'm not making a big deal out of it. I'm just saying most people do. Like, oh my God, make your money. No. Don't be like that. It's about the time that people fucking grow up and shit. And you're like, oh yeah, that's fucking horrible. Okay, that's it. Don't say anything else. Don't be out loud or some shit.
Nothing like this. It's known locally as the Moors.
You were first on the scene?
Yes, Detective.
No one's disturbed the body?
No, sir. We cleared out them vulture reporters so Pinker and the coroner could work. They're waiting to talk to you.
Go house to house and see what you come up with. The victim's bag? Looks brand new. Can't be the one used on the body. Looks like some kind of puzzle or parlor game.
It's the map of the world. Well, that's okay. I know what to do. Right here. Yep. No, you got, yeah, there we go. And then. Ooh, what happened? Oh, it's a lighter.
Bomba club. Why steal a table lighter?
People are weird nowadays, so expect anything.
What can you tell me about the shoe print?
Men's size 8. Pinker lifted impressions for me to compare back at the lab.
Has the scene been secured?
Patrolman Houlihan saw to it. The victim's personal effects are still where they fell.
Cause of death?
Could be the head injuries. She has been badly stalked. The cuts look superficial. I'll know for sure in an hour.
Interesting. What caused the blunt force injury to the face?
Could be anything from a baseball bat to a lug wrench. I'll have more details after the autopsy.
What about this wound on the finger?
Something removed. A ring, most likely. I assume it was taken post-mortem.
What's the writing on the victim?
BD. Like Dahlia? X? Your guess is as good as mine. Could be something to it, or it could be the killer's trying to throw you off the scent. Either way, I'll run tests from the lipstick.
Any idea of the time of death?
From the temperature, I'd say after midnight. I'll confirm with you later.
Can we get to the bomba? A man could die of thirst in a place like this.
Bomba.
You know the way.
There you go.
And where exactly are we going?
The werewolf?
For my money, copycat.
We can't rule it out. We need to work the evidence.
You'd love that, wouldn't you? A big head to hang on your wall. The caller of the decade. I've been working evidence from BD case for 6 months and got money.
There's a difference, Russell.
Oh, yeah?
I just started working it today.
Okay, hotshot. What's more likely? The werewolf comes back around, leaving us unknown in the corpse?
He clearly has a thing for power. Power over women. Why not power over the police department as well?
Let me finish, fellas. A guy opens his mouth again after 6 months of stewing. Or some opportunist who's been reading about the BD figures, he'll rip off the MO and get himself a freebie.
That's not totally fantastical.
Well, the Examiner and the Daily News might be good at coming up with monikers, but they're terrible for police work. There's a reason we didn't get the son of a bitch after the short murder. It was them, locusts.
Where do you think the werewolf killer is now?
Dead by his own hand, stationed somewhere else with the armed forces. San Quentin, another town, another country, who knows? So, Phelps, I understand you want to turn this into a big case, but it doesn't work like that, all right? A case will come and find you. Can't make it something it ain't, understand?
So you don't think the werewolf has continued to operate in the Los Angeles area?
No chance. We would have found him.
Sorry about that, guys. I don't know if it paused for you or anything. I have to check the scene while the download is over. But yeah, let's continue though.
Say, honey, what's...
Gentlemen, what can I get?
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. Were you working here last night?
Yes. How can I help, officer?
You can start with your name.
Garrett Mason.
You're the regular bartender on nights?
I'm a temporary barman. I work for an agency. I fill in at bars across town.
Do you remember a woman who came in here last night? 5'7", about 110 pounds, blonde hair, about 40 years of age.
You mean Celine Henry?
Yes. Do you know anything about her?
I don't. But the owner, Mr. McCall, serves her most nights. Would you like to speak to him?
I would.
He sits at the back of the club. Wears a hibiscus. You can't miss him. Is there anything else?
Fire away, Floyd. I'll stay here. I'm a little parched. Pour me 3 things of rye.
Want a tip?
Detective Phelps, LAPD. We're investigating the murder of Celine Henry. Do you know her?
Celine? Christ. Sure I know her. She and I and Jay, her husband, we go way back.
She was here last night?
Sure, she's a regular. Celine was a lovely woman.
Was Mrs. Henry here with anyone last night?
Not at first. Celine already had quite a head start.
But she attracted attention?
Certainly. Few gentlemen became very enamored with her and her stories. One guy in particular.
You know him?
No. He's been in a couple of times.
Did they leave together?
Yes. At around 11. If it helps, I made the guy's license plate.
I think this could be a great help, sir. Thank you. Mrs. Henry appeared to be missing a ring, torn from her finger, but not a...
lying finger?
Celine always wore a red garnet ring on the large side. Larger than life, like Celine herself.
Did she have it a long time?
Sure. Since way back in her flying days.
Did her husband buy it for her?
No, it was before Jacob.
I think you know where the ring came from, and I think you're gonna tell me.
Okay, I bought it years ago. I carried a torch for Celine in those days. As I always have. Her old man never knew about it.
You know the husband?
Sure I know Jacob. He was in the Corps. He met Celine on a furlough and married her when the war was finished. Put up with a load of shit.
Do you think he killed his wife?
No. No, not in my opinion.
So if it wasn't Jacob, then you probably let her out of here with the guy who killed her. How do you feel about that?
Stow the attitude, will ya? I tried to get onto Jacob. I rang him up. Asked him to come pick her up, like usual. But he refused.
Oh, screw me.
She picked some night to push him over the edge. I rang him back around 11:30. Got no answer.
Thanks, Mr. McCall. You've been a big help. One more thing. Would you have an address for Celine?
142 North Union Avenue. God knows I had to send her home in enough cabs to remember that.
You want a tip? Refill my coffee next time.
Let's get out of here.
Hey, what's the hurry? My stool was just starting to warm up nicely.
Get out of the way. Get out of the They actually hit me. Get out of the way so I can get my hat. Look at the blood. I could arrest you right now. Thank you. Again, did you not see what that guy did the first time? You really want to do his mistakes again? Are you kidding me? See? He hit me twice. Now I got my house stuff. I can't say anything. Go! Hurry up. There you go. Got my hat. As long as I got my hat, can't see the bones. I'm just joking.
Good looking for.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need a registered owner on a license plate, 2boy8899.
Yes, Detective. I'll need to contact the DMV. Shall I relay the details via KGPL?
Please. Thanks. You can drive.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Wait. Oh, shit. Don't run me over.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
And where exactly are we going?
You find the booze helps you get through a working day?
Sharpens my investigatory instincts, Phelps.
A smart lawyer might use that to throw out anything you collect today.
A smart man might know it's unwise to stand between the patient and his medicine.
As long as you're not falling over, Rusty, I'll let it slide.
That's mighty kind of you, Phelps. You know, you picked the wrong job if a healthy thirst offends you, Cole.
We owe it to this city to do the best we can in this position. As homicide detectives, that responsibility is all the more serious.
Always the politician.
It's not political, it's practical. Maybe the men combing Hollywood Boulevard after the Elizabeth Short murder were more interested in sniffing out booze than the clues that would have led to her killer.
Yeah, well, if only you'd been there, choir boy. Betty Short would be alive, the Japs would have spared Pearl Harbor, our ancestors wouldn't have tasted the forbidden fruit.
Minor syntactical error, Detective Galloway. I never claimed to be able to prevent crimes.
I only suggested a proficiency in solving them. Guess that's the drink slowing you down.
Oh my God, brother, oh brother. Worse than I could ever have imagined.
See, the character is really like he's really like stricter in these cases, and he's more proficient. He really takes the cop roles serious, man. But these other detectives, you can tell they're like, hey man, you know, wait, nah, get some girls, get some food. They're like, yeah, well, and it makes sense because back then, you know, I mean, that's how it happens. You know, detectives, they was gonna get along. But it doesn't matter anyway, though. As long as it's all case, it's fine.
I'll try the back door. Wait here a second. Side window's been jimmy. Looks like somebody's creeped the joint. You said I have to go back, Doctor.
Fires are the thought. They allow you to confront your past.
You said the house would be empty.
Are you taking the medication I have prescribed?
You said the house would be empty. I heard them screaming.
Circumstances were unfortunate. My colleagues had made all the necessary arrangements.
You said the house would be empty. You're killing me.
The deaths were unfortunate. But you have dealt with death before.
I want you to come to the clinic and we can deal. You said the house would be empty. How can I find peace?
All the mistakes and human errors. Trying to fool one, to do one, and they end up paying the price afterwards by learning what they did. That's human error right there. That's the horror keeper. That's the horror keeper would say. He'd be like, you know what? I love it. I love it. You know, the horror keeper, he loves that shit. Horror keeper loves that type of stuff, man. Shit.
Tiffany? The rest of this stuff is junk. Might explain the missing ring. A regular Amelia Earhart, goddamn. The ring looks distinct. Celine and Jacob are obviously having problems. Speaks to motive.
Crime scene evidence still weighs against it being a husband. Jacob could give us something to go on. One of my exes drank like this, you'd be feeling the back of my hand.
Call in burglary and get technical services out here. I'll talk to the neighbors.
Don't take all day about it, Phelps. I'll get nasty when I'm thirsty. Galloway, homicide, badge number 564. Requesting technical services for a suspected 459 at 142 North Union.
So this is her room.
Burglar used the pry bar. Why did you kick the door in?
You think I'm gonna climb through a broken window in a $30 suit? You got another thing coming, Buster.
Since you open it, I'll go through.
I knew it wasn't safe around here anymore.
LAPD. Are you acquainted with Celine Henry, Miss?
Horgan! Jennifer Horgan. I've known Celine for more than 10 years. Our children grew up together. What's going on, officer?
Did you see Mrs. Henry go out last night?
Well, I'm no busybody, you understand, but Celine had been drinking. And she and poor, long-suffering Jacob had a terrible row. I think Jacob may have given her a black eye. He stormed out and she went back inside.
Did he come back?
No. Celine was listening to music and shouting until she left around 10 p.m. She was very drunk to have been driving. But she is not the sort of person you can stop from doing something when her dander is up. What is this about, officer? Is Celine all right?
I'm afraid Mrs. Henry has been murdered.
Murdered?
Put it like that?
Oh, my God. I'm afraid I need to go and sit down.
Bullet! No, I'm just joking. Her reaction was priceless. I actually laughed. I chuckled. I was like, the way he just puts it out there like that is so anonymous. It's just.
Let's see what Jacob has to say for himself.
I don't think Jacob is our man, but we should see what he has to say.
Yeah, it's so simple, so obvious. Like, why would it?
Isn't he
the cop? Like, everyone's gonna put.
Jacob Henry had a violent argument with his wife last night. He's looking more and more likely.
For my money, the broad keeps the house looking like that, she probably deserved it. The skipper says bring him in and keep the hacks off our backs for a while.
Fine by me.
So it ain't the werewolf killer after all. Good to see you come to your senses, Cole.
I always said work with evidence. I only stipulated a connection with the BB killer as an avenue of investigation we should leave open. And as far as I'm concerned, it still is.
Okay, Phelps, we go in hard. Follow my lead.
Yeah, we're gonna shoot one first. Ready? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I actually pulled the trigger.
LAPD, you're under arrest for the murder of your wife, Celine Henry.
Murder? Celine?
Save the dramatics
Oh, my
for
God.
RKO, pal. You got a bigger problem.
What
Yeah,
the hell
look
are you
at that.
talking about? You come in here, you tell me that Celine is...
Take a seat, Mr. Henry.
She's...
We're gonna have a look around, then we'll talk.
Jesus. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that looks like fake shit right
I get even the slightest
Size 11.
Okay.
You think the atmosphere thick in here?
Mm-hmm.
He'll be back in a minute.
The oldest problem there is, what to do about the old lady.
So what he did was, I know it's, I mean, even it's a hunch. I know, I mean, but like he did hire somebody. So it's that time.
So who could have killed Celine? Where did she go last night?
Uh-huh.
A bar, I suppose.
Look, I don't know.
We get the impression that Celine liked to live the glamorous life. How did she end up with a hump like you, Jacob?
Celine was one of the first woman pilots. She hung out with movie stars and royalty. But when she came back here broke and struggling, she married a mechanic. Put a roof over her head, food on the table. Not glamorous, the best I could do. I'm not ashamed about that.
Yeah, but if you want to guess, it definitely isn't him. The way he did right there.
When did you last see your wife, Mr. Henry?
Last night. I went to see her. We talked. Things got a little out of hand. I left.
That's a lie, you know it. You tailed her, watched her come out of a bar, and then beat her to death. Admit it, Henry.
Why would I do that, Detective? My wife was a drunk. There was a sickness with her.
I'm really feeling at this. Dude. The current, your overall advice would be obtained, but the current resolution you start. Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Doesn't mean I didn't
That
love her.
sucks. I get good questions.
Stop
Like,
loving your wife.
getting them
She was
right on
unwell.
this one. I play this
No,
game.
I didn't. Why did you kill her, Jacob? Things will go better if you come clean about it.
That's a lousy thing to say. I never gave up on my wife.
I don't believe you, Jacob. I think you didn't have the guts to do it yourself, so you had someone else do it.
You want to back that up with something, Big Mouth? Huh?
Yeah. Well, I got something for you.
The note by the phone suggests you meant her harm.
You want the truth? Truth is, I was sick to death of her. I was trying to have her committed.
So you can prove that you came back here after you left your wife's place.
I came back here. I was here all night. Got work at 6:30. Not the going out type.
You called the bar to give yourself an alibi. Then you went after her, beat her, and dumped her in a park. I think you are a sack of shit, Jacob.
You're not going to pin Celine's death on me. I'll take a lie detector test to prove it.
Come on, man. This has to be right.
McCall says
Yes.
you called and called and you didn't pick up.
I tried to get her help, and she laughed in my face. Well, then, of course, she needs me. I'd had enough. Everyone has their limit.
We're still going to need you to come downtown, Mr. Henry.
We can get this all down on paper, Jacob. How you got fed up with your wife and how you figured killing her would bury all your troubles.
Kill my own wife?
He was a lush and a tramp, and you just couldn't stand it anymore.
Shut your goddamn mouth.
So now you're going to tell me you loved her? Ah, the DA goes all gooey over remorse, Jacob.
You're not.
What's this bunker?
Give me that. Don't you ever try to swing at me and tear my head off.
Call it in and
That's
get a
drawing the
squad
line.
from dispatch.
You can get somebody
Check the
else, but not me.
messages. I'll keep old Slugger here company.
Check the messages. Check the messages. I'll see you later. Ah! Check for messages. Anna's gonna leave. You can walk me run.
We're still gonna need you to come downtown, Mr.
How? We're gonna do this all over again.
We can get this all
Okay.
down on paper, Jacob. How you got fed up with your wife and how you figured killing her would bury all your troubles.
Kill my own wife?
You was a lush and a tramp, and you just couldn't stand it anymore.
Shut your goddamn mouth.
So now you're gonna tell me you loved her? Ah, the DA goes all gooey over remorse, Jacob.
You're not being rational.
Okay, you just took my head off again. Gotcha, SDA.
Call it in and get a squad car dispatched. And check for messages. I'll keep old Slugger here company.
I'll be right here, Kyle. Tired of us, I was joking.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Dang, he was so quick on that. Picked up the phone simultaneously. He just went and grabbed his notebook and his pencil at the same time. This is
Phelps,
crazy.
bed 1247.
That thing kind of was like, okay. Can you please say something else, operator? Please.
Do you wish to be put through?
Yes, ma'am.
Carruthers.
It's Phelps.
I completed the autopsy. Several wounds to the head from a blunt metal instrument. Closest match would be a socket wrench handle.
So the cause of death was the blunt.
No, the blows to the head surprisingly were not fatal. Death was from hemorrhaging shock from the fractured ribs and multiple injuries caused by the stomping.
Anything else?
He's some kind of sex fiend. The tissues of the anus were bruised about 1/8 of an inch, but no trace of semen in the anus, vagina, or stomach.
Thanks, Doc. Operator, give me R&I. Any word on an owner for that vehicle? License was 2boy8899.
Yes, Detective. The plate belongs to a brown 1936 Pontiac. Registered owner is one Alonzo Mendez of 402 South Fremont Street, apartment 16.
Thanks. Any other messages?
One, Detective. From Captain Donnelly. He wants any and all suspects returned to Central. Interviews to be set up immediately.
Got it. We're coming in.
Guys, I can't wait to do that single player for the Jason game, man. Oh, it's gonna be. Oh, man, I'm excited.
You can drive.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Brother said she took a real pounding.
Maybe if he had been a little firmer in the beginning, he wouldn't be in this situation now.
I imagine that Neanderthal routine is a big hit with the ladies, Galloway.
Women love me, Phelps. I have no complexity. They know exactly what they're gonna get.
We have a firm lead, Captain.
Are you questioning my judgment, Holmes?
No, sir.
Good. I thought not. Jacob Henry is a sub-sister pushed around by his wife. I think with the right kind of persuasion, he might be prepared to seek absolution. Are you prepared to show him the error of his ways, young fellas?
I don't think he's our man. Galloway agreed with me.
Don't drag me into this.
Rusty is a practical policeman. A bird in hand is always worth two in the bush. Let's liberate a conviction before Jacob and the public will sleep easy.
1 second, guys.
Run along now, folks.
Alright. Alright, here we go.
I'm just praying the prince doesn't look good, Jacob. You're in a big jam. You lie to me, and I can't help you out. Do you understand me?
Yes.
What do you do for work, Jacob?
I'm a mechanic. Engines, differentials, transmissions, that kind of stuff.
So you have access to tools?
Yes, I do.
Your wife was brutally beaten with a socket wrench handle, then stomped to death. How do you think that looks, Jacob?
I was home in bed.
You were at home in bed while your wife was putting out to some stranger? What kind of man are you, Jacob, that you allow that?
You son of a bitch. You got no right talking about my wife like that.
Alright, this time I'm not gonna
Everything
be.
points to you. What does text mean, Jacob?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I need a reason to believe you, Jacob.
Okay.
You want a confession? That's what you want?
That's exactly what we want.
Seems to me there are two types of marriages. First, where the couple love each other equally and everything's roses. And then there's the other, where one person loves the other more than life itself and always puts them first. Chumps like me. You love them no matter what, no matter how badly they behave. That's it. That's my confession. I love my wife. And I'll take any test you got to prove it.
Your marriage was over. You took her in and she threw it back in your face. You didn't go over there to hurt her. It just got out of hand.
It's not how it was.
You're lying, Jacob. It was falling apart and things got violent.
I'm not lying. I'm telling you how it was.
Jenny Horgan says you blackened her eye.
It's all right, Paul. Be able to understand. In your shoes, I would have done exactly the same thing.
I hit her. All right?
Damn, people across
I'm
the
not
way,
proud of it,
man.
but she was
Across
coming at
the
me with a
way.
frying pan. What would you do?
Across the way, man.
Took it for years.
From the, I have an
Sometimes a man can only
apartment.
take so much.
I live with an apartment. It's like a small apartment, but I leave the door open sometimes to like get the breeze in because sometimes my air conditioning doesn't work. And then you got people yelling across the way. Like I'm like, why are you yelling? Like there's nobody out here, man. So it kind of you get used to it. But sometimes like it's like, come on, man, it's not necessary.
Why did you break into your wife's house, Jacob? Why steal the ring?
What? What are you talking about? I've got a key. Why would I need to break in?
You took the ring because you found out who gave it to her.
What are you talking about?
Her prized garnet ring, given to her by her old boyfriend, Dick McCall.
I never knew that. I lived with that woman for 3 years, and I never knew that. In that case, I think you should be talking to Dick McCall.
We'll do the detective work, lunkhead. Just answer the questions.
I'll see what I can do for you, Jacob. But I'm not promising. It still looks bad for you.
Phelps, you failed me, son.
We have another lead, Captain. This guy Mendez could be our man.
I hope so, Phelps. I really hope so. I'm deeply disturbed by your style of police work.
We can still pull down a conviction for the skipper if we chase down this Mendez guy.
You're behind the wheel.
And where exactly are we going?
Alonzo Mendez. Sound like a man who moonlights as the werewolf?
Don't sound like a man I'd let my daughter anywhere near.
You've got a daughter.
Spend enough time drinking, Cole, you'll find yourself with any number of things you don't want when you're sober.
So that's why you never sober up.
Exactly.
Mendez, apartment 16. Here, the apartment's up on the top floor.
Don't bother knocking, just kick the door in. Take a look around and see what you can find.
Gotta get this to Ray. Size 8s could help place Mendez at the scene. Brothers could match the color and brand of the body. Consistent with Celine's injuries, and the blood can be typed.
They have the murder weapon. Better get Pinker down here.
Why keep it? Why not throw it away?
Think these clowns are geniuses? Thank your stars you caught a break. Captain Don will begin to like you.
Hey, what gives? LAPD, you're under arrest.
Do not lose that son of a bitch. I'll go get our wheels.
Mendez, stop right there! You don't need to do this, Alonzo!
Get in and drive.
Hit it! Clean this asshole off the road.
Hit him, Cole. Spin him out.
You're under arrest for the murder of Celine Henry.
I ain't
ain't saying a goddamn thing.
You did a grand job, lads. Phelps, that's quite a way to acquit yourself in your first outing as a homicide investigator. It seems the city has a new and vengeful guardian. Considering the evidence against your suspect and the thoroughness with which a report was compiled, I foresee a safe passage through the courts, and the DA agrees with me. Brutality on a scale such as this deserves retribution. The people and the press of this city demand it.
This pain to cool the lava you pump through my veins, 'cause I'm burning up for you.
Galloway. Got it, Scott. Yeah, I'll bring him. He's my partner, after all.
What have we got?
New case. White female dumped in plain sight in the grass at the end of Hill Street. Hacks are all over it. Captain's trying to fend him off.
That sounds awfully similar.
The first rule of police work is make no assumptions until you've seen the evidence. Skipper wants you to have your newspaper face on, college boy. I think I know the place where they found the lady. It overlooks Sunset Boulevard. Let's go.
That broad has socks in it, here.
Isn't he the cop?
I want to make homicide. I mean,
You know the way. You can drive.
You did a decent job on the Henry case, Phelps. Not bad for your first time at bat.
Thanks, Rusty.
But don't go getting ahead of yourself. That's one clearance under your belt. Now it's a new day with a new dead lady that needs our attention.
And no assumptions until we see the evidence, right?
Right. See, I knew you were a fast learner, Phelps. We might get along after all.
Now, boys, you know as much as I do. I'll be holding a press conference once the autopsy's been completed. I have two of my finest investigators on the case, fresh from bringing down the sword of justice on the crazed sex...
Captain, aren't there similarities between this murder and the murder of Celine Henry? And of Elizabeth Short, for that
So you don't believe there's a crazed sex killer at large preying on women?
Boys, be sensible. We have the greatest police force in all the world with the greatest scientific investigators at our disposal. How can any killer continue to beat that? Be advised. We keep the gas chamber at San Quentin primed for the sons of Cain who continue to believe they can take the life of the city of angels.
Yeah, right. Any new leads in the Dahlia case?
Run along, boys, and let these officers get to work. We have God's work to do here, and it can't be delayed.
What do we have, Captain?
Another woman sacrificed. Speak to Carruthers. I want daily reports, gentlemen.
Shouldn't you be working?
Detective, I was first on scene.
So what's going on?
Can't be much help to you, Phelps.
The stomping angle in the Henry case, was it reported in the press?
Sure was. Every detail a copycat would want was there in the story.
Well, we have a name. Can you run Deirdre Muller by RNI?
Back in a second.
If the motive was robbery, why not take the money?
Similar remote.
For what? The Dahlia? I don't think so.
Celine Henry.
That's a closed case. This is probably another sad sack who lost his temper with a bride who wouldn't put out.
Are you a suspect, Rusty?
Watch your mouth, Phelps. All I'm saying is we've got enough to do without reopening closed cases.
Talk me through it, man.
Severely battered, on display. Footprints would indicate that she has been stalked. Size of the footprints would seem to indicate a smallish men's shoe. What size shoe did Mendez wear?
You finished?
No, I'm not. At a glance, I would say strangulation was the cause of death. I'll need to do further tests for semen.
Angry boyfriend. If they were married, they'd be at home. Not humping out here in Lover's Lane.
You mind if I examine the body?
Be my guest.
Looks like she was tied up.
It does at first, but that would leave a mark on her other wrist, too. I think her watch might have been torn off.
Look at your markings. Very
I'll do some comparisons back to the lab and get back to you.
What's this mark? Cut on the finger.
Oh, all right. My bad. I didn't see.
A wedding or engagement ring, violently removed.
Type in the chat. I'm gonna fix it. Type in the chat. Tell me if it's better or worse.
I think I've seen it all. Never the same, are they?
Alright, so what I did was turned it down. This is a big room.
Just when I think I've seen it all.
Yeah.
Detectives, R&I says that Deirdre Mahler of 130 North Bonnie Bray was reported missing this morning by her husband, Hugo Mahler.
What'd I tell you? Just grab the husband, take him downtown, and work him over. Could have this wrapped up by lunchtime.
What about not making assumptions and going on the evidence?
Is the audio better? Is the audio better now? If the game audio is good, then I'll mute myself, and then you guys can hear the audio.
Can you drive to this one?
Fine. Where are we headed? Still might be some playing the boyfriend angle.
I thought we were on our way to lock up the husband.
If he doesn't work out, that is.
Deirdre Muller has suffered enough. More than enough. You shouldn't make disparaging comments about her without even the slightest inkling of what she was like.
She was a woman, wasn't she? No, around about my third divorce, I realized women might not be the pure angels we imagine. You're married, ain't you, Phelps?
Don't make any insinuations about my wife.
Hey, she's a woman.
She's the mother of my children.
You're a father, Cole? But don't tell me your eye don't bend.
This conversation is over.
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. Is your father home?
We'll be home soon. He's been out looking for Mommy.
What's your name, miss?
Michelle Eloise Mahler?
Can we come in?
I suppose so.
Thank you. Could you have a seat for me, Michelle? We're gonna have a look around.
He'll be back any moment. Just sit tight.
Work boots. Size 8s. Elgin wristwatch. Probably the same one snatched from her body.
Guys, don't be afraid to type in the chat. Tell me, like, don't be afraid to say, like, yo, man, your audio's still not working or anything like that. Don't be afraid, guys. Don't leave just because of that. Here, I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself because I think that's a problem.
No sign of a wedding ring. I'm at a loss.
All right, talk to the girl, but easy does it.
Is this about Mommy? Daddy is trying to find her. Please tell me she's okay.
I'm sorry to have to tell you this, Michelle, but your mother is dead. Do you think you could answer a few questions for us?
Could try.
When did you last see your mother?
Yesterday afternoon. I went to a dance at Belmont High. Mommy was supposed to pick me up, but she didn't show.
So what did you do then?
I was upset. Daddy came instead.
And did he come and get you?
Of course. Some boys offered me a ride home, but that's not the right thing to do.
So you were hanging around the school for quite a while. What happened with your father?
I don't know. I called and finally he answered. He came straight away then.
Some of your mother's jewelry was missing. Can you describe her things?
A ring, a watch. I never paid much attention to that stuff.
I know it's painful, Michelle, but this may be important. She wore a wedding ring?
Mommy chose it herself. A rose gold wedding band and a matching diamond and ruby engagement ring.
She wore a watch?
Yes, a yellow gold Elgin watch. Daddy bought it for her birthday. We had a fight. It was kind of a makeup present.
Your mom and dad are happily married?
What are you saying? Of course they are.
They weren't happy, were they, Michelle? Did your father ever hit your mother?
Just the once. She said she would leave him if he ever did it again. He bought her a brooch pin to make up for it. And he always wore her golden butterfly.
Thanks, Miss Muller. You have been very brave.
Hey! What gives?
Daddy, the police
Go to your
are
room,
here.
please, Michelle. I'll talk to the police.
Daddy, Mommy is gone.
Go to your room, young lady. She's not even out of school. You can't come in here interrogating her like she's
Your
some
wife
kind
was
of...
found murdered this morning.
Found? What? But she only...
We have some questions that we would like to ask you.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I'll do my best.
What size shoe do you wear, Mr. Muller?
Why do you ask?
It's routine, sir. Simple process of elimination.
9s, I think.
Why are you lying to me, Mr. Muller?
Why would I lie to you at a time like this?
That's funny. The work boots we found here are size 8s. Why lie about it if you've got nothing to hide?
Because I always get teased about the size of my feet. You know, small feet, small...
Always been true in my experience.
So you were here all night. You stayed in while your wife went out to pick up your daughter?
Yes, that's correct.
You should come clean if you're having an affair, or if there's something going on.
I told you I was here. Were you saying I wasn't?
So why did you take so long to answer the phone when your daughter called?
Okay, I went out for a while. I was driving around. It's my way of relaxing.
You phoned in a missing persons report this morning?
Yeah, that's right. My wife didn't come home last night. She left around 9:30. Michelle was out at dance. She called me to let me know that Deidre didn't turn up.
Did your wife ever go out by herself? To bars, nightclubs?
No. What are you suggesting? You suggesting my wife's loose? Now is not the time for you to be pushing me, mister.
Your daughter said you were having an argument.
We argued about who would pick up Michelle. I worked a full day. I wanted to come home, put my feet up.
Your wife went to pick up Michelle?
Yes, that's right.
What happened, Hugo? You got any theories? Because we're starting to like you for this.
The car park by the school is kind of dark. Maybe somebody jumped her there. Did you try the parking lot?
Your wife was beaten and then strangled. In your case, you have no alibi and a history of violence towards your wife.
That's not true, god damn it.
It is true, Hugo. You're a violent man. You try to keep a lid on it at home, but sometimes you lost control. Your daughter and your wife were scared of you.
You don't know anything about me.
I know about the golden butterfly, Hugo, and how you bought your wife off the last time you heard her.
She liked to spend money, all right? Dresses, jewelry, her hair. It drove me goddamn crazy. Do I look like a Rockefeller?
Nobody likes a cheapskate, Hugo.
Getting hostile with us is a very bad idea, Hugo.
I'm no murderer.
Make some arrangements for your daughter, and then present yourself to Central Station for questioning.
You gotta be kidding me, Phelps. Put the cuffs on it.
This is an outrage. I didn't kill my wife.
Your daughter is in the next room, Mueller, so I'm giving you a break. Don't make me change my mind, and don't make me come looking for you.
We should go back in there and bust his ass.
1, we need to break his alibi. Check phone records, canvass the neighbors. 2, we have motive of domestic violence, which probably goes for half the men in L.A. 3, we have no evidence tying him to the crime scene.
Hello, detective.
Yes, ma'am.
I heard the terrible news over the radio.
And you can help us with our inquiries?
Yes, sir. They had a row last night. I heard Mrs. Mueller screaming.
Did you see Mrs. Mueller come home late last night at all?
No, not at all. I did see Mr. Mueller put something in the incinerator earlier this morning, though.
I told you he was our guy. Now let's get this bum downtown and into a cell.
Look, there he is now.
Step away from the incinerator. Don't let him get away.
Okay, but no shooting. We need this guy to make the case.
This doesn't look good, Hugo.
I can explain the blood.
Get him booked in at Central, officer. Then put him in an interview room. We'll be speaking with him later. And inform the captain.
Yes, sir, detective.
Is there someone you can call, miss?
I don't... No one's home and...
You need somewhere to stay, Michelle. You have other family? Grandparents? Aunts or uncle?
Call Aunt Helen, but she lives in Bakersfield and...
Call her. We're gonna get someone down here from Juvenile Hall to talk to you in the meantime.
We ought to get some uniforms down here, clean up, take care of the kid.
Phelps, badge 1247.
Galloway, Homicide Division, badge number
How can I help,
564.
detective?
Go ahead, detective.
I need an address on a Belmont
We
High
get Ray
School.
Pinker and a technical
Checking
services
for you,
team to a
detective.
house at 130 North Bonnie Bray Street.
Belmont High.
Send someone down from Juvenile Hall to look after a young
1575
lady.
West 2nd Street.
Roger, 11.
Thanks, ma'am.
Inform Detective Phelps that the coroner has a report waiting at the police morgue downtown when he's available.
Got it, KGPL.
You can drive.
And where exactly are we going?
I'm surprised, you know. I didn't make the husband for it.
Always make the husband, Phelps. 9 times out of 10, it's the closest person to the Vic who does the deed. God knows I've wanted to kill some wives in my day.
Lex parsimoniae.
What?
The law of parsimony. Occam's razor. The simplest explanation is most likely the correct one.
You know, you could have said that without getting all liturgical on me.
I'll try to dumb things down from now on.
Appreciate it. And try this one on for size. Rusty's razor.
How's that go?
You blame the guy that's banging her.
Ah, of course. The famous Lex ignoramus.
Closes cases, Cole. Puts a lot of people away, that one.
Saturday's the spring unveiling, Emmy. It's the first season since fabric rationing's over. We have to go.
I told you I can't Saturday. I'm busy.
Busy where? You're going on another drive with Davy Gardner, aren't you?
So what if I am?
Go, Phelps. I'll take the car and see if I can cut him off.
There he is. See him? There he is, officer.
Car 11K, car 11 King, come in.
11K, go ahead.
11K, see the janitor. A green 1946 coupe registered to a Mrs. Hugo Moeller has been found in the parking lot adjoining the Belmont High School and playing fields. 11K, code 2.
What's your name?
Who's asking?
We can do this the easy way or the hard way.
Name's Eli Rooney.
You've been in trouble with the law before, Eli?
Some.
What are you doing around here?
I like to keep an eye on the children.
Strictly paternal, is it, Eli?
Don't sass me, boy.
A woman was abducted here last night, Eli, and murdered.
And I would love to make you for that, you oaky motherfucker.
Well, I wouldn't know nothing about that. A woman, you say? I like 'em a little younger than that.
Turn out your pockets, Eli.
Now, why would I do that?
Because I'm about to break your fucking skull, Eli.
You're under arrest, Eli. You're in very deep trouble. Get some backup down here, Rusty. We need to get this one downtown and into a cell.
I'll tell them we got a kitty.
What time did you see the person park the car?
Late last night, after school social, maybe 1 a.m. I've been keeping a good eye out lately. We've had problems with the child molester.
Eli Rooney. We've met him.
Filthy son of a bitch. He was here yesterday before the dance.
Was it him you saw park the car?
I don't know, sir. I'd like to say yes, but the truth is it was pretty dark.
Would you say Rooney is violent?
Yes, sir, I would say so, yes.
Thanks for your help. The overalls are stenciled HM. Muller is a mechanic. I wonder what Eli does for a living.
It's from a Chrysler. Could be important.
Blood and skin samples. We better get Ray Pinker out here. Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need interrogation set up at Central for both suspects being held in the Muller homicide case.
Certainly, Detective. I'll get in touch with the watch commander.
Thanks for your help. You're behind the wheel.
Fine. Where are we headed? I say we make Rooney for this. I think we should lay it on him. He was near the car, he had her jewelry, the DA will love him for it.
Even if he didn't do it?
Who cares whether he did it? You have kids, Phelps? He needs to be taken permanently out of harm's way.
And we let Muller slide?
For a while. He gets a free pass for now.
Phelps, Rusty, thanks for coming.
Can you blood type the shoes that we bagged and see if they're a match?
Sure. It'll all be in the report, but I'm assuming you want the details now?
Please. Cause of death is strangulation?
Correct. Take a look at the samples on the bench.
What are the normal uses for that kind of rope?
On boats, mooring lines.
Correct. Although Ray says that they're sometimes used as bell ropes in churches.
So are we looking for a sailor or a minister?
Well, in my experience, sailors seem to have the greater libido.
Was Mrs. Muller criminally attacked?
No external or internal traces of semen.
Thanks, Mal. Anything else comes up, you let us know.
We've got to nail this guy.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
And where exactly are we going? Not exactly the happiest of places, the coroner's office.
Carruthers is a good man, professional, diligent. If you're working with a pro, it's easy to overlook the grim realities of a place like that.
Funny job, that, the coroner's.
How so?
You don't want them enjoying their work too much. The wrong kind of man can get awfully lonely rattling around a joint full of corpses.
Rusty, that's like something out of the pulps.
You've been reading the same ones as me?
I thought you were usually too drunk to get through a magazine.
If I close one eye and squint, you can just about make out the print. You better not go soft on me in here, Phelps.
Are they ready?
Moeller's in 2 and the pervert's in 1. Get in there and get a conviction.
Here's where we stand, Hugo. Your next-door neighbor heard screaming coming from your house. You were burning your blood-stained shoes. You have no one who can confirm your whereabouts last night. Your daughter says you're a violent man. We have everything we need to send you to death row, and all you have to say for yourself is, I didn't do it.
I swear I didn't kill her. Give me that lie test. I can prove it.
Why did you burn your shoes, Hugo?
Because I knew you'd never believe me.
Are you going to tell me what I want to know, or do we have to take it out of you in lumps?
Give it your best shot. I can take whatever you're throwing.
We found your wife's car. Someone parked it at the school late last night. Do you have anything to say about that?
It wasn't me.
Where do you keep your work clothes?
I keep them at work in my locker.
Enough lies, Hugo. Your overalls put you at the scene of the crime last night.
My overalls are in the laundry of my house.
Green overalls, bloodstained, with the initials HM found in the trunk of your wife's car.
They can't be mine.
Why, Hugo? Because if they were yours, they'd be in the incinerator too?
Your wife was beaten with a tire iron, Hugo. An appropriate choice of tool for a mechanic.
I know nothing about any tire iron.
You're lying, Hugo. You're going to have to come clean on this.
You got no proof.
Your wife drove a Chevrolet, Hugo. What make of car do you drive?
A Chrysler Airflow.
So I guess that explains why the tire iron that killed your wife came from a Chrysler. Do you know anything about ropes, Hugo?
As much as the next man. I was a scout. I learned some more in the Army.
You learned to strangle with the rope in the Army?
With rope, with my bare hands, but mainly with wire. I learned a lot of things in the Army, but I still didn't kill my wife.
For argument's sake, what type of rope would you use?
If I had to, I would use a triple braid. Less flex, easier to control.
Captain, we were on our way to interview Eli Rooney.
Yes, Phelps, I know. This particular fiend is an old acquaintance. I have tried to reaffirm his belief in a wrathful and terrible God. Whichever way it goes, I'll be dealing personally with him.
You look like you've had it rough.
You see me asking for your sympathy, boy?
You down on your luck, Eli?
I had worse. My family ate roadkill during the Dust Bowl.
But you have a job. A parolee has to have a job, correct?
I had me a job down in San Pedro. I'm looking for something new.
What kind of job, Eli?
Working fishing boats, odd jobs around the boatyards. I'm pretty good with my hands.
You ever tie up any of your victims, Eli?
It's not a nice thing to go calling them.
What would you call them?
I can't say. I learned a long time ago not to go talking about the things I like. Talking about it just seems to get people's dander up.
Answer the goddamn question, Rooney, before I brain you.
See what I mean? Short answer is yes.
You have any preference regarding rope, Eli?
I know a good rope from a bad rope, if that's what you mean. That's not what you mean, is it? Any old rope will do me fine.
Farm boy like you, Eli, must prefer McGay for roping. Am I right?
I prefer braid. You tie a hitch and braid, it stays tied.
You killed Mrs. Moeller and stole her jewelry.
That ain't so. I ain't done nothing like that.
You have no job and nowhere to live by the smell of things. And you need money. You've been in trouble before, Eli. Who do you think a jury will believe?
I've been in trouble for other things, but I ain't never killed no one. I saw that car coming to the parking lot late last night. Man got changed there and then put his coveralls in the trunk. I saw him drop the butterfly in the lamplight and he strolled out, cool as you like. And I went over and I picked it up.
I don't like you, Eli. I think you're an evil man. I think you try to pass off your pain to other people. I can't make you for this case, but my consolation is that I don't think you will be out of prison for very long.
You can count on it, shitbird. By the way, Eli, the captain and the Hat Squad would like to talk to you next. Any idea what they might want to talk about?
Thinking of moving up to a 45.
I'm not saying another thing until I've seen an attorney.
Door knocking all morning. But I gotta make in the car in the end.
Go away now, son. Don't be making any more trouble.
Hugo Mueller, I'm charging you with the murder of your wife. You'll be arraigned and taken before a grand jury. Book him, Rusty.
With pleasure.
I have to say I'm disappointed. I stood in front of a troop of reporters and made promises. Promises of swift and fearful retribution, and you bring me an armful of vagary and happenstance. You made the department look bad, lad. Do it again and your career as a policeman will come to an abrupt and ignominious end. You two are back on the streets. Find street criminals, roust them, beat them, and restore some fervor to your police work. Your next case will come when you've revived my faith in your abilities. Now get out of here!
Alright guys, so I'm gonna jump on to Jason the Game, or that's what I call it, the Jason Game, and you guys watch that, because this is that's gonna be the next video and that's live stream right after this. I'm gonna end it right here, but come to watch the next live stream. It's about to happen. Trust me, I promise you, you're gonna enjoy it because it's a new single player. So thank you everyone. Have a nice day. Yeah, so everyone, come on to the next live stream. It's gonna be posting real quick. It's gonna be single player for the Jason Game. Just I say it twice because I know there's new people coming in, joining in. So yeah, just in case. All right, thank you.